Straight folks hate gay folks hate straight folks. There's really no need to get irate, folks, because all are similar in God's eyes. Now adulate those you denigrate, folks. It's best to intermittently chastise, because sooner or later you'll realize that it's as American as baseball. That your hate can don a smiley disguise, as long as you go back to curse and brawl. The NCCJ has a lot of gall. I mean, why should I be nice to those who, by just breathing my air, make my skin crawl? You be nice to those who'd rather maim you. Why stop at a week? Make it a year too. Remember, Trump froze military aid. Those brave Ukrainians were so afraid. He was pressuring them to be his spies. If you think otherwise, Trump had you played. The Russians dug trenches and blazed the skies. Oh, how did maggots ignore children's cries? They did it by being grubby vermin, and by claiming mainstream media lies. They attacked the nation, had a sermon, because of the falsehoods they'd determine. They blame Biden for what's happening now. They're worse than a 1940s German. All while they think they're holier than thou. And number 45's their sacred cow. The anti-woke crowds are at it again. They're mad a rooster wants to be a hen. Their mad students are learning this in class. And they somehow think they are the smart men. Acting like pronouns are snakes in the grass. They pull all kinds of thoughts out of their ass. Like propaganda is taught to students. Like a stampede, transphobes come out en masse. They think transgender people are mutants, caused by socially aware pollutants. They ask, why aren't kids being taught science? What's with their keenly extreme imprudence? It's them living in active defiance. Like dwarves thinking they're bigger than giants. I married an insane bridesmaid by chance. She was a gorgeous princess at first glance, but hers was a mind possessed by nonsense. It was nonsense that declared our romance. Our romance was our deranged indulgence. And our indulgence was madly immense. It was an immensity that was locked by the purgation of our penitence. This is fortune only fate could concoct, as our marriage had fancy florists shocked. Those fancy florists perished from cigars that blew up till their necks were deep and pocked. This has been recorded in our memoirs, as we sound the hogwash from the vile stars. It's the strongest military we've had. And for some reason, wastoids think that's bad. They won't shut up about it in their memes. General Milley is a total Chad. And he's appearing in the hurtbag's dreams. He's wiping out all the ass chimps regimes. And he's simply doing it with pronouns. Listen to those patriot poses screams. These cockbiters know they're pathetic clowns. They're the reason the world's having lockdowns. What else do you think a basement is for? They live entirely on porn and hash browns. Do you think they could ever handle war? Of course not. That's why we need the woke core. The poisonous monks, they gather mostly to slither up trees and breathe signs closely. They and smoke alike scatter and obscure, with their eclipse to suffer so grossly. As they mismanage their crapulous lure. Inebriated saints are so impure. They shine like their knights that fight forever. There's not more of this any can endure. They have darkened the shadows which sever, and deprive all of the doomed endeavor. Isn't this doom something most would favor? That deal is a unanimous never. It's an escape everyone would savor. They are now expecting their flag waver. Just stating something with an attitude, and not caring if your message sounds rude, doesn't mean there's any truth to your words. Nor does it mean it's truth to be valued. If you disagree, save it for the birds. You can flush it with the rest of the turds. It's what this whole honesty thing is worth. Maybe not to the knuckle-dragging herds. You know, a fast food prank led to their birth. While they're thinking they're the ones down to earth. They're lost in the source of keeping it real, while patting themselves on the back with mirth. They'll even brag they don't care how you feel, as if it's a useful thing to reveal. The mind of the right's getting more bleary. It blesses us with another theory. It's another for which they have no proof. You'd think these failed schemes would make them weary. Nope. From reality they're still aloof. They continue to be a real-life spoof. All while they openly trust stinkbag Don. Is any one of them not a drunk goof? I think they bought their brains with a coupon, while drawing on themselves with a crayon. But that's the fanbase of Diaper Dump Trump. Morons think he's the highest echelon. Let's banish them to their toxic waste dump, since they're noisier than a calathump. This is a point made about anything. And the truth is always going to sting. It's that the exception negates the rule. Now you're like a bird with a broken wing. That doesn't mean you conflate like a fool. I guess it's time to take you back to school. I'm sure we've all done greater than, less than. Don't try being as stubborn as a mule. This is often how your judgments began. The lesser man concerns the greater man. We see this all the time in politics. The handful is why people want a ban. The exception is why you want to fix trouble so it won't seep into the mix.